Welcome back, everyone. This is gameon, and in this video I'll be showing you how to use all the various functional tables in Minecraft. So let's get started with the easiest one, the crafting table. I memorized most of my recipes, but if you ever forget them, you have recipes in here. But beware, you don't have all the recipes in here. It's only the ones you can craft based on the items you got. If you guys want, I can make some videos about like recipes for like harder things to craft. So yeah, but anyway, I'm gonna show you how to simply do a simple craft. So if you put in 6 wood planks, you can make 3 doors, depending on what type of wood plank it is, what wood it is. Then that depends like the pattern and color. So I did a what's it called? I did a juggle wood one door. Next, we have the stone cutter, and I really like this one because you put in any stone and you can cut it into really beautiful stones. So I like the chiseled, polished black stone. There. Now, look at this pretty thing. So basically, you cannot use an empty map. And yes, there is a thunderstorm going on. Basically, when you have an empty map, you need to right click on it to make a export map that you can actually use. So I just made a ton of copies that are explored. See, and now you can see the map, and you can see me on the map as that gray little spot. Anyway, now if you go into the cartography table, you can put in the map and then add in some paper. The more paper you add, the more it will zoom out. Oh, sorry. So you need to add in 1, take it out, then you can add even more and take it out, and repeat that as many times as you like. And as you can see, the map is very zoomed out, so I can have more stuff on my map. Okay, now next up is the awesome brewing stand. So who doesn't want to make their own awesome potions? Well, I do. So basically, you need to put in some water bottles. Then you put in whatever, actually depends, because first you need to do the awkward potion. So here, I put in the blaze powder, that made it run. And now the nether wart is making awkward potion. And that's the base for every potion that you want. So now that this is finished, I just realized I added in too much blaze powder. Now that I have awkward potion, I can brew all of this with something else to make a potion with actual effects. Next up is the smithing table. Basically, you can upgrade your gear here. So for example, I have a diamond sword and I want to make it netherite. Put in the diamond sword, add in a netherite and there we go. Now I've got an awesome shiny netherite sword. Then what if you enchant something but you don't like the enchantments? Here is your rubbing stone or whatever it's called. Basically, you take something enchanted that you don't want to that you want to disenchant. Put it in. See, this is enchanted. And you get a unenchanted one. So nice. Now, here is one of my favorites. Whoa, did you guys see that? Okay, so here's one of my favorite ones, the loom. Now there are two ways you can make something. I'll show you both. So first, you could put in a banner, put in a color, and then pick a pattern. So green bricks, or like a gradient. I like the green bricks one. Then you just grab your banner. Or you could put in a banner, put in a color, and then put in a special thing called a banner pattern. This is a globe one. And then it's just a special pattern that you can't get otherwise, and you need to craft it. I can show you guys the recipe as usual. So here, now we have two beautiful banners. So let me put them down to show you guys. This one, that's the default one. Not default, but the ones you can get without a charge. And then this is the globe one. I actually really like this green globe. Next is the furnace. You put in anything you want to cook, for example, the raw pork chop. Put in some coal and cook. By the way, fun fact, one coal is enough to do about 8 furnace operations. I think it's 8.99. So 8 furnace operations. You could cook 8 things with this. With one coal. Next we have the smoker. So basically you can put in anything, and there's a really cool recipe for this. By the way, you have a recipe book in here as well. And then you put in something, and this is a really cool recipe. If you put in kelp, you can only do this in a smoker. If you put in kelp and put in fuel, it will give you dried kelp, also known as seaweed. It's tasty. Then we have the blast furnace. Basically, it's used for ores, for metals. So like here I've got exactly 8 raw gold. I'll put in 1 coal. And look how quickly that smelts. Way quicker than in a normal furnace. So I'm just gonna leave myself one to show you. Here's a furnace. If you put in, just look how slowly it goes here and how quickly it goes here. It's just insane. Okay, next up is our anvil. This is used if you get an enchanted book. You can use it to enchant. It's a different way to enchant instead of using an enchantment table. Basically, you put what you want to enchant in there, put in the enchantment, and also, oh, this is your cost in XP. This costs 1 XP. And then you can rename the thing. So I'll just I'll call this netherite sword gameon sword. There. And now when I take it out, look, it says gameon sword and it has the enchantment. So that is really nice. Now, time for the composter. This one's really good if you want bone meal. If you need bone meal and have a ton of seeds. I'd recommend cocoa beans. They give you tons of seeds. It's just crazy. They give you tons of seeds. Basically, you just right click with anything that's basically organic, biodegradable. It's like the seeds. Right click until it's full. Once it's like that, you've got to right click again, and you get some bone meal. Now, last but not least, sorry, just kidding, not last, is the enchantment table. Basically, it's really easy to use. Basically, you put in what you want to enchant, right? And then since I'm creative, I don't need to put in the lapis, but basically, you put in the lapis, and then this is how much XP will cost. This is the enchantment. There, I enchanted it. and I got sharpness 2. But sometimes it gives you bonus enchantments. So yeah. Also, on this anvil, I'm pretty sure you could combine 2 things together. So look, this is sharpness 2 and a sharpness 2. Sharpness goes up only to 3, I believe, so that's why it's sharpness 3. Normally it would be sharpness 4. Anyway, we've got a sharpness 3 sword. You can combine enchantments on the anvil. So now, last but not least, is the item frame. You could also, this is a glow item frame, but you do it the same way. Just use an item on it, right click to place it in, left click, take it out, and then you can right click again to rotate it. So yeah guys, thanks for watching this pointless video. See you in the next one.